Hey everyone, Zeddy here again today with a brand new video. And you're gonna be like, oh, another tier list? And yes, I'm doing a video of another tier list. This time, it's not legendaries, it's not heroes, it's weapons. I rated every weapon in Hearthstone history and rated from S to F of how strong they are. I had a bit of complaints on the last one, the hero power one, like, well, this one's obviously better than this one, but I kind of made it conditional. But this time it's more straight up, which weapons are better than the others, regardless of like how you get them, with a couple of caveats here and there. But hope you enjoyed the video. We went through it in detail over on Twitch. We've been doing these live on Twitch. It's been a lot of fun. So if you haven't checked out the stream, check out twitch.tv/Zeddy. Check the stream out. It's always a good time. And yeah, hope you enjoyed the video. If you do, please like and subscribe. Guys are subbing like crazy, so thank you for that. We're getting really close to 4,000, so fingers crossed we get there soon, and then we do something special at the 4K. But until then, have a great day, and stay salty, my friends. But thank you for the raid. Let's get going. So, this will be for YouTube. Let's go over every single weapon and rate it by tier list in the history of Hearthstone. This will include created by weapons. There's a lot, so let's try and go quickly. We have Aldraki Warblades, the new Demon Hunter weapon, Lifesteal. First to 2-3 with Lifesteal would have been S tier, but right now I still think it's an A tier. It sees play in Odd Demon Hunter, sees play in like Control, Combo Demon Hunter in Standard. Very good, just not quite S tier. Outland is an S tier weapon. Secret Mage loves it. It basically carries the deck a lot of the time. Insanely good, Ixar approved. Ankar, another S tier weapon, and it's been nerfed. Originally a 2-3, now a 2-2 with Corsair Cash and all the upgrade stuff in Wild. It is absolutely busted and carries a ton of decks. Broken. Just broken. Turns out when you give aggro unlimited draw with upgrades, it's pretty insane. Arcanite Reaper is a middle-of-the-road weapon, really good at Smork decks, but basically power creeped out of the game. Not exactly that great, but not exactly that bad. Argent Lance saw very fringe play in Paladin. It's a 2-mana 2-2 weapon. You would joust to get an extra durability if you want it. 2 mana for a 2-3 weapon, not too bad, but to win a joust typically wasn't worth the inconsistency of it. Assassin's Blade, it's a 5 mana 3-4 weapon without text. Kind of a fail. Rogue doesn't need that. I've almost barely seen it play. Maybe like old school, like Oil Rogue might have run it. But it's just an F at this point. Bladed Gauntlet for Warrior is an F tier weapon. 0-2 weapon. But you get to attack minions as for the amount of armor you have. It's never been worth it. It's just a meme. Sorry, 0 out of... It's an F. I'm not giving stars. What am I doing? We got, what's this, Blood Claw or some... I can't even read that, but this is the Paladin weapon. It's a 1-mana 2-2 weapon. It would deal 5 to your hero. People thought this would be insane, including I thought it would be good. Trump gave this like 5 stars. It ended up being an F. Like, it just didn't really see any play in Paladin. It didn't work with the heal stuff. It didn't work in aggressive decks. It just didn't work. Blood Razor. I'm going to give it an S tier for Warrior. In Control Warrior, actually, no, it's an A. It's because the archetype's so bad now. But it's a very good weapon. Like, it's borderline S. Like, it works so well with Acolytes. It works so well with so many different things, even like Plague of Death now. You get 2 Whirlwinds, very strong. But the thing is, the archetypes for that kind of warrior aren't very good right now, but very, very good. I'll give it an A. It's borderline S for me. We got the Evolve weapon, Bogspine Knuckles for Shaman. It's kind of the middle of the road. It'd probably be an A tier if Shaman wasn't so bad, but in Wild you don't play it, and in Standard, Shaman is just not really a class, so... It's a good weapon. It just isn't seeing play because Shaman is so bad. We have Brass Knuckles, a warrior weapon. It gives a minion in your hand +1/+1 or +2/+2. Never really saw play. 4 mana 2-3 weapons awful, and you just have better options than warrior. But it's not like a fail. Like, it saw fringe play basically when it launched. But yeah, I'm not super in love with it. We have the new legendary weapon, Bulwark of Azeroth for warrior. Complete F tier weapon. It's a 3 mana 1/4 or 1/5, and yeah, you don't take damage for a little bit. Little 1/1s hit you. It doesn't even kill the 1/1s. Who cares? Just awful. Absolutely awful card. Terrible. F. We got Candle Shot, a hunter weapon. 1 mana, 1/3, you are immune while attacking. It's very, very strong weapon. You don't take damage, it let you ping. Probably be S tier if Hunter's Mark wasn't nerfed still. Like that, it was so good with Hunter's Mark, but still solid. Still sees play in Wild today. Very good weapon. We got Charged Hammer for Shaman. We mentioned that in our Hero Power video. Yeah, it's an F. 4 mana, 2/4 weapon. You eventually can, get a deal 2 damage. It's so slow, so bad, just garbage. Cog Hammer. When it was introduced, it was S tier. It's been power creep to the point where I actually believe Cog Hammer is B. You just don't really play Cog Hammer. You've got like Muster for Battle. You've got the unidentified Maul stuff. You have all of that. Like it's just not good enough. But it's not bad. It's just now a middle of the road weapon. But speaking of bad, Cog Master's Wrench. A 3 mana 1/3 weapon for Rogue gets +2 attack if you have a mech on board. I actually don't have this card. It's one of the only cards I've had, because why would I ever craft it? It's terrible. Like, really? You have to play them. It's just bad. It's so bad. Curse Blade is middle of the road. Doesn't see much play these days, but, it's good in, like, the aggressive Pirate Warrior decks where you don't care about your health. You get a 1 mana 2/3 weapon. And, yeah, middle of the road. It's kind of a meme, but it's also not that bad. You have Death Spite, an S tier weapon. I know it doesn't see a ton of play right now because the Corsair cash stuff with Ankar, but before that, it's like in every Pirate Warrior deck, in tons of control decks, Patron Warrior, just so many different decks has run Death Spite. One of my favorite weapons they've ever made in the game. Super good. Desert Spear, I'll give an A. You see plenty of play, like Reno Hunter, Quest Hunter, Wild Reno Hunter. Just very, very good card. It was definitely underrated by a lot, including myself, and very, very good. Doomhammer, kind of middle of the road. Still sees play when, like, aggro Shaman decks come into the mix. You still have your Rockbiter synergy. It's just middle of the road. It comes in and out, but it's not amazing. It's not bad. It's just, yeah. Dragon Soul for Priest. Yeah, get that crap out of here. Probably the worst legendary weapon, or one of the worst. You'd have to draw it and then play a bunch of spells to get 5/5s. Like, it just was never good enough. Just an F if there's ever been an F. Eagle Horror Bow, very good hunter weapon. Borderline S tier. Borderline S tier, but I'm not going to put it there, even though, actually, it's been in so many hunter decks over the years. It just has to be. Whether it be Face Hunter, Secret Hunter, Reno Hunter. So many different hunter decks runs this card. It's War Axe with upside, and it can get out of control if they don't have weapon removal and you have a lot of secrets. Does a lot of damage. Just a staple in hunter for, like, ever at this point. We have, like, Aldraki something. I don't know. Overkill weapon for Paladin. Terrible. I've never seen it played on ladder. Like, once. So, yeah. Probably an arena card at best. We have Fiery War Axe. It used to be S tier. Now it's like it's not even mediocre anymore. War Axe just doesn't really see play unless you get it for free with a 2/2 dormant minion. It used to be insane. They bumped it by 1 mana, and now you look at Eagle Horn Bow and all the other 3/2 weapons out there with upside. It just doesn't compare anymore. And you rather do other stuff. You got your other weapons in Warrior that are just much better. We have Flame Reaper for Demon Hunter. Like, just, you don't really see it played. It's too slow. It's not that great. It's kind of middle of the road, but because I've literally never seen it play, even in, like, slow Highlander decks, they don't run it. It's just not good enough. But it's not a fail, because the weapon is good. It's just why I run it. Fool's Bane is a C. It's seen fringe play here and there, but unlike Warglaves, it can't go face, and Warrior doesn't have a ton of upgrade synergies. You don't have a hero power that buffs it. You don't have Twin Slice. Just never really was that great. But again, not an F. It's not that bad. Gladiator's Lombo, same thing. It sees, like, I've seen this card in, like, one meta deck maybe ever since I started playing. Again, it's not a bad weapon. I mean, you're paying 2 more mana for an Arcanite Reaper that makes you immune. That's pretty bad. It's borderline F, but I'll put it as a C because there is some merit to it, maybe. Glaive Zuka is not bad. Still see some play. It's kind of an A tier weapon, like buffing a minion, getting a 2/2 weapon. We'll go high B on this one. It still sees some play in, like, some fringe aggro wild decks, and it was really good in its time. It's still, It goes face. It does what it's supposed to do. Gorehouse, one of my favorite design weapons. It's 7 mana 7/1 weapon. You don't lose durability as long as you attack a minion. It's just, there's been better options for a very long time. But still, solid card. It's still decent. You just have better options. I'm going to put it as a B, because it tends to pop up once in a while. And, I mean, Zephrys offers it. How bad could it be? Got Hammer of Twilight. It's a 5 mana 4/2 weapon for Shaman. And when it breaks, you got a 4/2 Elemental. It's pretty below average. Saw a little bit of play when it was introduced, but pretty marginal. And I don't think it's a fail, but it's just 5 mana 4/2. You're paying 1 more mana for an eventual Elemental. Just not really worth it. Then we have Headhunter's Hatchet. Pretty good weapon. It saw a lot of play. Still see some play in like Even Hunter in Wild. It's a 2 mana 2/2 weapon that gets 1 durability if you have a beast on board. Solid. It's just a solid weapon, and it's above average in my opinion. Hook Scimitar. It's a 3 mana 4/2 weapon. It's above the curve. It has seen play in a lot of standard aggro rogue decks. I've still seen it like this season alone. Not bad. Above average. Not insane, but pretty good. Scimitar, Shimitar. Let's go with all those pronunciations. One of them's got to be right. Icebreaker. That has to be the worst weapon ever made. If you attack a minion that's frozen, you kill it. Do I need to say more? Jade Claws. Very good weapon. 2 mana 2/2 weapon, get another Jade Golem. It's a staple in Even Shaman for a very long time. You can play it in Quest Shaman, Jade Shaman. Just really good card. It doesn't see a ton of play right now, but it doesn't really matter. It's still very good. As is Kingsbane. Before the Leeching Poison nerf and like the prep nerf, it might even be S tier, but we'll put it more high. It's still single-handedly carries Kingsbane Rogue to be a decent deck in Wild with like the aggro Kingsbane. And I just like the card. It's really cool. I just wish you could give it Lifesteal. This should be right near the top as well. It's very good. We got King's Defender. It's War Axe, but better. Still doesn't see much play, but in Taunt Druid you can play it. It's not too, or Taunt Warrior, like Quest Warrior, it's not bad. Sees fringe play. I even seen it in Pirate Warrior builds from time to time. So I'll give it a low B. Pretty good. I mean, it's better than War Axe, just strictly, so gotta put it there. Light's Justice, 1 mana 1/4 weapon. It's an F. Like, you're just never hard running this card. You get it for muster for battle. You get it from like other weapons, but you don't run it. Light Sorrow, F tier. It's Light's Justice for 3 times more mana, but there's some Divine Shield synergy. You get +1 attack for every Divine Shield that wears off. Absolutely terrible. Just awful. Lickum, middle of the road. It's worse than like Jade Claws. It's worse than some other weapons, but it's not bad. It's borderline A. You just don't see it a lot. It gets +2 damage for Overload. You just, in Wild right now, like the Overload cards, it's just not worth running Lickum for. It's just not there. Livewire Lance has turned out to be kind of an S tier card. It's in a ton of Warrior decks in Standard, and it's in a ton of Warrior decks in Wild. It wasn't an S tier card until Corsair Cache was made, but Corsair Cache just makes this card absolutely insane. So yeah, I gotta give it an S right now. It's just doing so much work. Molten Blade is a 1 mana 1/1 weapon that every turn it transforms into a random weapon. Yeah, that's dog shit. And you can top deck it and it's a 1/1. Why not just play a good weapon? You're playing Warrior. Let's play a good weapon instead. Seems good. We got Mysterious Blade. I think the Paladin weapon that gains +1 attack with you have a secret. It's a War Axe for 2. It's gotta be good. Not really. It's never really panned out. It's on a C. It's a C level. It's not a fail, but it's just never really been good enough. It's okay. Necrium Blade, I'll give it an A. It's seen play in Standard and Wild. It's a 3 mana 3/2 weapon that procs Death Rattles. And you can play Big Rogue, you can play Death Rattle Rogue, all that stuff, and it's seen a lot of play. It's a really good weapon. It just depends on what the meta's like, what the support's like, but still gonna give it an A. It's a very strong weapon. Obsidian Shard is a 4-mana 3/3 rogue weapon. It gets cheaper every time you played a weapon from another class. Borderline F, but I've seen some fringe play. It's more of an arena card. There is some upside to it. I'll give it a C, but it probably should be an F. We got Ogre Warmaul, 3-mana 4/2 weapon. That's insane. But it 50% chance of attacking the wrong thing. It's one of the worst weapons ever made. It's just awful. Like, you can't ever have it miss. Otherwise, you just lose. Like, it's so bad. You just can't run it. Awful. F. Overlord's Whip. Oh my god, we have so many. We gotta speed this up. Overlord's Whip. You deal 1 damage to a minion that you play. Below average. It has seen some fringe play in, like, enraged decks, but not great. Perdition's Blade is an arena card. Combos deals 2. It's a 2/2. It's just not good enough. Low C. We have Piranha Launcher. 5-mana 2/4 weapon. Get a 1/1 beast. Way too slow. Horrible. Poison Blade. 4-mana 1/4 1/3. I don't even... It's just so bad. You upgrade it every time you hero power. It's unbelievably slow and terrible. F. Power Mace is a 3-mana 3/2 weapon that buffed a mech. Was good at it for its time, not so great now. We'll put it as a high C. Still has good upside, but why are you playing mechs? It was like good with Whirling Zip-O-Matic back in the day and like Shredder. It just doesn't see play anymore. Righteous Blade. Very strong paladin weapon to this day. Buffs your mini bot, your Divine Shield, recruits. Pretty good. Not quite S tier, but very strong, very strong. Rock Dalar. Middle of the road. Spellhunters is not good enough, but it was very good in that deck. We'll give it a B. Ritual Chopper. You get to invoke at +3 attack. Middle of the road weapon. Like, you don't see a lot of Galakrond Warrior right now, but it's not bad. It's just not amazing. We have what this is. I can't even read it. It's like something tooth. Serrated Tooth for Rogue. I've literally never seen this card played outside of like somebody memeing. I'll give it an F. It's a 1-mana 1/3 weapon that gives your minions rush when it breaks. It's just too slow. We got Shadow Blade. It would make your hero immune while attacking. Saw a lot of play over the years. Doesn't really now. I'll give it a B. It's a low B. It's an okay weapon. Nothing great. We have we got the Arena Paladin weapon that buffs your minions +1/+1. Again, it's too slow, but it's a very powerful weapon, but it's too slow for Paladin to play. Skull the Minari. I mean, is there a more busted weapon than that? I think there is. But this one is one of the most broken cards ever made. Sees play in a ton of Warlock decks. Good god, cheating out 9 drops and 10 drops is pretty good. We got Spectral Cutlass, the Geminator card. You can buff it, get extra durability and lifesteal if you play cards from outside of your class. Below average, but it's playable. People play it and do some stuff, so I'll give it a low B. It works. It can work, but it's pretty terrible. I'm going to overrate it. I don't care. Spirit Claws was S tier, got bumped by 1 mana. Now, I don't remember the last time I've seen it played, so I'll give it an F. Splitting Axe, the Totem Copier, is a very good Shaman card. Borderline A S tier. I mean, it makes even Shaman insane. And it does see some play in Totem decks, in like Totem Shaman in Standard. And if Totem Shaman ever becomes good enough, well, this card's going to be a staple. I'll give it an A, just because Shaman is so weak. But it could really move up to an S. Worse than Freeze? Oh, no, we'll put it like here. Stormforged Axe, 2-mana 2/3 overload weapon. Sees fringe play here and there, but overall pretty weak. Stormhammer, S tier weapon. It doesn't break if you have a dragon on board for Hunter. It's insane in Dragon Hunter, Reno Hunter. Just crazy, crazy broken weapon. Like, just absolutely nuts. Soulthraze. It's seen play here and there. It's okay. It's a warrior weapon that if you overkill, you can attack more, but not quite that high power level. We have Super Collider. I would give it an S tier. This has been like every control deck. Odd Warrior, Control Warrior. It's just a staple in so many warrior decks. Still sees play today. Probably one of the most underrated cards in Hearthstone history. Just didn't realize how damn powerful it is, and it just is. Sword of Justice, below average paladin weapon. Seen fringe play. We'll give it a C. Tentacles of Arms, or whatever this is called. 5-mana 2/2 weapon. You get another one. I know it's infinite value, but it's the worst kind of infinite value. You want infinite value that does something. This is infinite value that loses you the game. It's terrible. We got the Fist of Raiden, the new Shaman legendary weapon. I mean, it sees fringe playing Big Shaman and, like, maybe Highlander Shaman. I'm giving it a C. It's just not worth. It's not F, but it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. It's bad at Big Shaman. That's why I'm putting it as a C. It sees some play, but it probably shouldn't. The Rune Spear, F. Random is fun, but 8-mana random and Shaman spells suck. Collider's not run as a 2-up. I'm sorry, but in Wild it is, and it's insane. You shut up. You shut up, Theo. We have True Silver Champion. Very good paladin weapon. Has seen play throughout the history of Hearthstone. Is it S tier? Not quite, because a lot of paladin decks don't want to run it, but it's very, very good. It's like that Blood Razor level of good, you know? Very strong, very strong. The Twig just hasn't seen play in forever. It's a good weapon, though. I'm still going to put it as an A. Getting an extra 10 mana, and I mean, I saw Dane the other day get over 1,000,000 armor with it, so it can't be that bad. Umberwing is an S tier here weapon. It's one of the best cards in standard tempo Demon Hunter right now. It's muster for battle for 2 mana. It enables your satyrs. It enables a lot of stuff. It's just insane to play on 2. Really good. We have the Murloc weapon for Paladin. Even though Paladin isn't that great, it's a staple in a lot of Paladin decks in Standard and Wild. Very good deck. You get random Murlocs. You get a decent weapon. Pretty solid. We have Unidentified Maul. This will give your weapons a bonus effect. Overall, very good. We're going to be rating everyone individually later, but still see some play in Standard, and was a staple in Wild. Doesn't play in Standard because it's not in... You know what I mean? It sees play in Wild today. It was a staple in Standard, and, you know, you get Divine Shield. It's really good. Get 1/1s. Really good. Get +1 attack. Pretty good. And we'll talk about the rest, but yeah, it's a very good weapon. We have Valinir. Valinir's still, like, it's still... I don't see it see play. It was good at, like, what Even Paladin was good for a little bit. I'll give it a high B. I don't think it's an A. Just not quite there. Vine Cleaver is definitely a high A. Still see play in Odd Paladin. It's just so much value, so much synergy, so much damage. Very powerful weapon. Waggle Pick, although doesn't see much play right now, I'll give it a low A. Really good in the aggressive decks, bouncing minions back to your hand. Was good with raiding party, Dread Corsair, all of that. Then we got Warglaze of Azzinoth, the most powerful weapon in the game right now. Literally makes Standard Demon Hunter S tier. It makes Wild Demon Hunter S tier. Just broken. It's outright broken. And I really hope at some point it does get addressed. Woe Cleaver. Big Warrior was cool, but it's like the Rune... It's better than the Rune Spear. But man, Big Warrior just has never been good enough. I'll give it a high F. Woodcutter's Axe, a low C. Soft fringe play, but overall pretty bad. Wrench Caliber. I gotta give it an S as well right now. This is more of a Corsair cash issue. But again, this card sees tons of play in Standard and Wild. And does... I mean, you hit it with cash. You got, what? 4 times 5? You got 20? Plus another... Or, sorry, 4 times 3 is 12. Another 15 damage. 27 damage. In one weapon. It's pretty good. And you shut off Highlander stuff. So, yeah. Pretty insane. Alright, so now let's look at the weapons that aren't cards you can put in your deck, but they are cards you can create. So we got Poison Blade, Plague Blade. It's a 1-mana 2/2 poisonous weapon. It's not too bad. You get it from your spell. It's kind of middle of the road. It's a good created by card. Not too terrible, not too amazing. We have the weapon that Hunter gets from that legendary. Every time you attack, you get +2 spell damage. Overall, it seemed like fringe play. It's a B. Like, you can kind of meme with it, but overall, yeah. The weapon is good, obviously, but it just hasn't seen a ton of play. We have Ashbringer. I mean, you get it from Tyrion. It's S tier. You still pick it you still get it all the time. You Zephyrus Tyrion, you get Ashbringer. The nuts. Super good weapon. Yeah. What more do you need to say? You have Purifier's Maul. It's the Divine Shield one. It's the nuts. It's an S tier. Giving your minions all Divine Shield, how could you not? If you could just run this as your weapon, it would be auto-include in every Paladin deck ever. 3 mana, give your minions Divine Shield. Crazy. We have Atiesh. It summons a random minion and you lose durability for every spell you cast, but you get a random minion of that spell's cost. We'll give it an A. Saw a lot of play Gunther Mage. Hasn't seen a lot of play lately, but man, really powerful weapon. It would still be decent. If you could play this as just a regular weapon in Wild, I think you still would. I think it's 3 mana. That seems pretty good. We got Battle Axe. It's a 1 mana 2/2 weapon you get from your, I think it's a 4 mana 3/3. I don't remember the minion's name, but you get it for free. It's an arena card, but yeah, it's a C. It's like, you know, maybe you'd put it in your ladder deck, but I just can't give it an F because it's not really that bad. Like Rusty Hook. Rusty Hook is like a B. Where did my Rusty Hook go? It's a B. You get it from, actually, I'll give it an A. You get it from N'Zoth's First Mate. How can you go wrong? Like, that's one of the most powerful weapons on one, because you can buff it with, like, even upgrade, Blood Cell Cultist, all that stuff. It's not bad. It's pretty good. We got Frostmourne. It's a 7 mana 5/3 weapon you get from the Lich King, that if you kill something, you resummon it. That seems pretty good to me. We'll give it an A. The Lich King has kind of fallen off in recent times, but Frostmourne could be insane value and damage. Super powerful weapon. Then we have Blessed Maul. Give your minions +1 attack. This was like in the middle road of the Purifiers of the Unidentified Maul. It could be good, it could be bad, but overall, still probably better than the expected result. I will give it an A. We got Jaraxxus's weapon right here. I can't read the text, but it's a 3/8 weapon. It's a gigantic weapon. And it feels so bad when it gets oozed, but I mean, it's Jaraxxus's weapon. How can you not give it an S? That is sick. And every time you attack with it, it's so... You get the Jaraxxus emote, which alone makes it an S tier weapon. Then you have the weapon you get from the Unidentified spell from Warrior. It's a 5/2. It's an Arcanite Reaper. And you get 5 armor with it. I mean... We'll put it with Arcanite Reaper. It's about the same. But then you have to run Identified Maul. Or Unidentified whatever it's called. So actually, I'll put it below. I'll put it below because you have to run that terrible spell. Then we have the Weapons Project weapon. It's a 2 mana 2/3 weapon. I mean, Weapons Project isn't bad. This weapon's not bad. Your opponent, and you both get to play it. You all get to share in the fun. So we'll just give it a B. It's fine. Sulthraze is a 3 mana 4/2 weapon. Give your hero power, turn your hero power to Ragnaros. I mean, that's gotta be S tier. That's insanely good. And Quest Warrior still sees some play in Wild. It's just too good. Sulfur, they call it Sulfurous? Sulfurous, sorry. I got Warrior weapons on the mind. It's an S tier weapon. Absolutely insane. Still, even with all the power creep, it sees play. Dragon's Claw. We'll put it with all the other Arcanite Reapers. Really good in all the Galakron decks. It's a bonus you probably don't even need to get on top of your upside, but hey, you get it. It's insane. It closes a bunch of games out. We'll put it above Arcanite Reaper because you don't even have to run it. We have Mirage Blade, the Quest Rogue weapon. You're immune while attacking with it. I mean, it's pretty good, I guess. It's better than this one, kind of. We'll put it middle of the road. The quest kind of sucks, but you can kind of play it. We got a Fork. You have to play an understated minion to get an understated weapon for an overcosted weapon. Yeah, this is an F. You're never running a Fork in your deck, and the Fork itself is just not good. We have Poison Daggers. This is an S tier weapon for Rogue. That's your upgraded Rogue hero power, and that has carried Odd Rogue for years. Very powerful weapon. Although Odd Rogue, it's like, why play it when you have the Odd Demon under hero power, but insanely powerful. Get a 2/2 every single turn, or every hero power. Really, really good. We have another Light's Justice. You get this one from the Libram spell. That's neat. The weapon itself sucks. Then you can give your minions taunt with your Unidentified Maul. Oh look, we got our F tier Maul. You always feel bad when you give it taunt. So you got +1 attack, which is great. Divine Shield Maul, which is the nuts, but taunt feels bad. Isn't Variance great? Then we have the 8 mana lifesteal weapon that you could get off your Paladin, Death Knight, very strong, very good weapon. I'll put it with Frostmourne though, and for the fact that you just don't really run the card anymore. And yeah, but it's a very, very powerful weapon. I ran Uther just for this weapon in my Anything Pally. Just for the healing. It's that good. But we'll put it as a high A. We have Wicked Knife. We'll put that as a B tier. It's the rogue hero power. Actually, A tier. It's just such a good hero power. I gotta put it as A tier. It's a very strong weapon. Very strong hero power. I mean, it's underwhelming when you look at it, but the stability it gives you throughout the entire game, you can't shy away from. We have Heavy Axe. This is from Upgrade. Whatever. Below average kind of garbage weapon. It's a 1-3. I mean, it's worse than Light's Justice, but you get Upgrade with it, so whatever. We missed this one. Getting 2 1-1 dudes. We got caught. Chat saved us. They disagreed, and we immediately got feedback. You get recruits. Insanely good. Not S tier, but high A tier. And lastly, we have Shadow Reaper. The warrior Death Knight weapon that lets you cleave and do all sorts of good stuff. You have to play Garrosh, which is pretty bad. But overall, I'll give it a B. It's a good weapon. Don't get me wrong. It's the same weapon as the Demon Hunter. So we'll just put it with there. It's a reprint. Why not? I'll half-ass it just like Team 5 did with creating that card. Alright, seems pretty good, eh? There you go. Now that's every weapon in Hearthstone history. If you disagree, let me know. If you like the video, please like and subscribe. Have a great day. Stay salty, my friends.